Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our playthrough of Gallop Racer 2006. We just won the Triple Crown and Tierra, along with, I think, 4 other horse titles. As you can see, speed declined to 90, courage declined to 90, response 93. We're in the gray, but we set out what we accomplished to do with this horse, which was to unlock the Triple Crown and Tierra. But we are not done racing. We have another hour-plus video of this horse in the mix. Pardon me, let me put my phone on mute. I started getting messages. I delayed recording this to when I thought nobody would send me messages. And then less than 1 minute into recording, somebody sends me a message. All right, so we are, I don't know what I'm pausing so long on the screen for, although this may be when I got that phone call that I was talking about in the previous video. And so if that is the case, I hope everybody is having a great Labor Day weekend. We're going to look here at the steps. The only one left in the normal step is GP Hunter. 3 wins from summer and winter GP. So you need a horse with good stamina and maybe the late growth curve to unlock that. Because in the other growth curves, you're going to be doing other stuff when those races are being run. All right. Go to the horse titles. Triple Crown, Triple Tierra. Princess Road is still out there. I totally forgot about that. But because we won that Philly Cup in year 2, we win the Empress Stakes in less than a month, and we will get the Princess Cup. I don't think I'll get the all-rounder. We'll see. But that would involve a dirt win, and this horse is not ready to run on dirt. All right. So we're going to continue racing Decipher here. I think my next horse, I might try to go for some of those dirt titles over in Japan, like where you win like 1 race a month or something like that. There's some dirt stuff left out there to get, or I could try to breed a turf horse that specializes in longer races and knock out that remaining normal horse title, the Generalist or whatever it was called. I just showed it. I can't remember what it's called already. The winter and summer GP races. And they've got some super long turf races over in Europe. I think there's one up on the board right now that's 16 and a half, 18, and 20. So I would be targeting those races with that breeding. All right. King Cup Autumn, we don't have the energy. We don't. Empress Stakes, we're going to have to run that in the gray. That's the test of how good your horse really is when you have to run it in the gray. So because I wasn't sure what race it was, even though I just looked at it, we're going to go back and double check. It's the Empress Stakes. Yep. And I want to say that's part of another horse title that hasn't been unlocked yet. So there it is. We're going to be running in the gray. A true test of this horse's ability. Sorry, throat's a little dry. I got some water here. I don't know what's going on. But we are the favorite by just under 2 percentage points, 1.8. We're going to get our bet in. And we're going to see if we can unlock one more horse title with Decipher. All right, I skipped through that by accident. Normally I like to show the name of the race and the track diagram. Pardon me, I did not do that. All right, our main rival is Spinning Post. And a not great start here. Reared up out of the gate, ran into another horse. Things are going great. And I'm yawning all the time. And which is odd because I woke up like 5 hours ago. Maybe I should have slept in. The problem is when you wake up every day at a certain time, even on the days you want to sleep in because you stayed up late last night playing video games, you can't because you're so used to waking up at that one time. All right, we're going to stay on the inside here. There is rough. We're trying to stay out of it. These other horses are thankfully staying out of our way, up ahead of us. And the plan is to just cut to the inside when it becomes go time. We are a little farther back in the pack than I would like to be. We are not going to get the revolutions, so I'm not really worried about that. I just think we're a little too far back, and I don't want to be that far back when we make our run to the finish. Starting to creep up slowly. As you can see, everybody's starting to spread out. We're going to go to the inside and go to the whip. And we get that clear path right up to the front. We're going to gradually take over from everybody. The four's trying to come with us a little bit. There was just not enough room left for him to do that. All right, Princess Cup, or Princess Road, pardon me. Boom, there it is. All right, no money, unfortunately for me. It is what it is. All right, so we accomplished a lot, but we're already on the down track in terms of our skills. Totally in the black, no energy. We're at just star level. Oh, maybe we are still going up. 90, 91, 93. For some reason, I thought we were going back down, but I guess we're going up still. So we won the Triple Crown and Tiara, not at the apex of our racing ability, which I think is pretty nice. But that being said, spoiler alert, the apex of this horse is not very long. It's not. So we're going to have another season at least of racing, but it is not a high apex, unfortunately for me. All right, so looking into the future, I'm going to have to race something else. There aren't any grade 1s out here. So I guess I could try the February Stakes, maybe. I need a dirt, tier 1. Or I could do Kyoto. I switched weeks. Tokyo, pardon me. We could do the Winter GP or we could do the Tokyo Cup. Try to get that dirt track win out of the way. Not holding my breath because we don't perform on dirt, as you can see. But that being said, in order to go for the horse title, you have to try to race on dirt. Also, the Kyoto Stakes is out there. So I think I might do that. So we will try the Kyoto Stakes on for size. Probably a terrible idea. We did not finish anywhere because I don't think we raced a single special turf race, but we got best 3-year-old filly and the horse of the year. Again, just at the star level, not the superstar level, the star level for Decipher. That's 7,000 G's in our pocket. All right, the odds are 30.1 to 1. So we're probably going to retry this race. Unless Lightning, it's not If it had been precipitating, I think we might have had a better chance at winning. But it's a dry track, and I think our bags are going to get smoked. So, retrial, or we're probably going to retry this race. Yep, I hate to say it. It's Mr. Sniffles. The allergies are starting to kick in. I'm going to have to start snorting Flonase every day. All right, let's get that bet in. 238 to 1. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know that that's not the biggest bet purse I've ever hit, I don't think. But if it comes in, it'll be really nice. All right, the Kyoto Stakes, 10.5 furlongs on the dirt from Kyoto. The track record held by Attack Taco, one of my other horses. That's kind of a nod to Grand Theft Auto 5.
The horses
you know,
on the track.
Heavy shelling. You guys who play Grand Theft Auto 5 know what I'm talking about. And don't get me wrong, I unironically believe Grand Theft Auto 5 may be one of the greatest games of all time. All right, we're going to go over to the rail here and get our running route. As you can see, we're way behind everybody else. We're overheating. This is just terrible sign for our future performance. I just cannot get the horse out of the yellow. And that's terrifying. That means our horse is running as hard as it can while expending almost no energy, or lots of energy. All right, here we're in the first part of the revolutions, and so now I'm just trying to get the other two parts, because again, my belief is that's the only way I can win, is to hit the revolutions and to cruise to victory that way. So I'm trying to keep the horse in the green. Unfortunately, I don't think we get the second part to come with us. We're in the right track position. I like everything that's going on, but we do not get it. We get a blue circle, and so we are not going to get the revolutions. That literally destroyed all hope I had to win this race. All right, we're going to go to the whip here. We're going to start moving in to try to find a route to the finish, and just not enough there, and the horse goes wild for the whip, and we get our ability to kick in, and we're still outside of the top 5, I think. So yeah, we finished 7th. So we're going to retry, but I shouldn't have retried. I'm not sure I could have ran a better race than that. Am I not going to retry? I guess I did. All right, good. I didn't want to subject you to more of that, I guess. Clearly, the horse just can't run on dirt. All right, now we're at the superstar level. So speed took a jump up to 93. Courage took a jump up to 94. Response stayed the same around 93. Sustained growth curve fully unlocked, 9 to 15 furlongs with the open circle interval. I think this is going to be a great horse in the breeding shed for turf, longer distance turf horses. So I might turn around and breed Decipher with a long range turf horse male to try to get longer distance. I want to say in the shed, the longest distance a male horse can run, I think Uncle Larry, who's at the bottom in terms of the cost, is an 11 to 18 furlong sire. So maybe breeding this horse with Uncle Larry, or you could just do what everybody does and, breed it to one of the first 3 horses, Fast Navy or Polish Beat, and see what you can get out of that. All right, we could run the Heaven Stakes, or we could run the Climax Stakes. I think I'm going to end up trying the Climax Stakes, simply because I haven't ran that before. And so again, if you if you end up breeding a really good horse, winning all 4 of those races is a horse title. I think it's called Dubai Complete. So one of the races can be run at year 3. So then you'd have to win in year 4, 5, and 6 on either turf or what I'm presuming is a synthetic turf. So this is 12 furlongs in Dubai, under the lights, one of my favorite tracks to run at. And we are going to get our bet in 19-1 to win our exacta. And Formal Ruin, the 2 horse, is our main rival. All right. There is the race course. And we're going to try to set the course record here today out of the 5-hole with Decipher.
It's a beautiful night.
I always like the music that they play for this race course too. All right, pretty good start.
Go!
Yep, I bet it's only 150 degrees right now. I'm running that race. I'm just kidding. I know the desert gets cold at night. It's probably not 150 degrees. All right, we're in a good place in terms of our positioning. We're in a good place. We're not on the rail, but we've got room ahead of us straight to go past if we need to. We've got the first part of the revolutions. And this is just one of those tracks that just works with me for whatever reason. I think because of its weird design, I like it, and so I play it better. We are totally in the wrong pack positioning, but that's just because we're so much faster than every other horse. So we are leading the field with a slow pace with 93, 94 speed right now. And you guys know there are horses way faster than that. They're just not running in this race, I guess. All right. Continuing around. The other horses are starting to move forward. We are going to let them. We're going to let them move forward. We'll go to the whip at 2.4. And the 4 horse is going to come with us a little bit. The 4 horse is trying to move up. So we'll go to the whip again. And they are going to continue to come, but there's not enough room. So we will win and set the track record, I believe, for this race, the Climax Stakes. There it is. All right, no money, unfortunately for me, but it is another win. I love Dubai. What can I say? Maybe it's all that Dubai chocolate. All right, really good results there. And we will take that and go back to the barn. All right, fully at the superstar level. See, look at that. We're already down. The speed went down from 93 to 92. We're already on the decline. We were literally on top for one race. Top Apex Max Skills, one race. And now we're back into the decline. So, easy come, easy go, I guess. And that being said, we already accomplished what we needed to do when we were just a star level horse. So anything we can get at this point is going to be gravy. But that being said, in my opinion, the drop is rather fast. You'll see that. But we are not done trying to get horse titles with this horse. All right, let's go look at some of the other horse titles. Maybe here in the special step. And I think I'm probably in the midst of that phone call that I took. I couldn't get off the phone. So it is what it is, you know. I'm trying to record the video and talk with somebody on the phone at the same time. So I will apologize in advance for any lapses like this where nothing seems to be going on. I could try to edit them out, but it would be incredibly tedious to do that. And I don't want to accidentally cut anything out of the video. That being said, I may have to come and trim some of this stuff, so we'll see. All right. If there was a cut in the dialogue, it's because I cut out a lot of dead stuff out of the video. So let's look at some of these other horse titles and see what we can get. We're not going to do any more dirt racing. I think I could do mid-champ, maybe. The King and Empress Cup, I don't know what that is locked behind, but I haven't seen that propagate yet. All right, so if there was a big cut there, I apologize. I was looking for the King and Empress, and I couldn't find it. So we're going to actually try to go for this mid-champ. I could also go for the long champ, but I'm going to save that for another horse. So basically between 9 and 11.5 furlongs that are special races. So looking here at our previous races, I got a lot of 12s. I got a lot of 12s, but I don't have anything that's between 9 and 11.5 on turf. That's a special race. So that's what we're going to try for our 4th year here, is to unlock that horse title. So let's see what races we can find that qualify. Saint Stakes, we will run in that. And we're just going to pick them as we go, I guess. All right, smaller field, we are definitely the favorite here over Special Line. 10.5 furlongs in France. And we're going to get our bet in. Did I totally forget my bet? Good Lord. 5-9. 5-9, sir. Get the bet in. Good grief. Act like you've been to the betting window before. All right. I got to say I'm excited and also a little leery. I don't remember doing a lot of racing in France. All right, the Saint Stakes. Oh yeah, I've raced here before. I just haven't run this race. The track has like that big loopy curve. All right, as you know, I like to look for the horse that runs weird, and I haven't seen one. Just normal looking horses. All right, 10.5 furlongs on the turf in France. Let's go. Really good start. And initially I'm thinking I should stay to the outside. We're running at the back of the pack again. We did unlock the first part of the revolutions, but as you can see, my horse is trying to overheat. And that's not a good sign. We are moving up a little bit, but my belief is that if I let the horse run in the blue, the next part of the revolution will be blue, and that won't work because we got the first part in red. So that's why I'm trying to speed up. Get it into the green, and hopefully it stays in the green. Someday I'm going to breed a horse who has a really good feel, and so it'll stay in the green whenever I want. Someday. Fortunately, none of the fast horses are like that. All right, getting down to the end. Am I forgetting about the whip? Good grief. Hit the whip. What are you waiting for?
Show your guts.
All right, slowly making our way to the front.
Burst of speed.
We are going to nose ahead and win the Saint Stakes. I waited too long when I went to finish there. Still won though. Course record 2 minutes, 7.5. No bet win, of course. All right, so we're looking for 4 more races between 9 and 11.5 furlongs. All right, speed, nothing really changed, although we did lose one minor stat in the blue. I think went from 40 to 39. All right, over here in the special race side, Singapore Stakes, or we could run this Dublin Gold Cup or the Fleet Stakes. I think we're going to try the Fleet Stakes. All right. Am I not going to run that? Dublin Gold Cup? All right. We're going to run the Fleet Stakes. 9.2 furlongs. It's probably like what? I don't know. 9 kilometers. I have no idea. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get our bet in. 5-6 for 900. 10.5 to 1. And remember, I should be on the phone right now, so if these races are not up to my quality standards, that is why. And I apologize in advance. All right, let's get to racing. Back to France for the Fleet Stakes. Oh, it's the same race as before, it just starts later. All right, and we are clearly the favorite. And no weird running horses.
Horses are on the track.
A little foggy out there. Not a great start.
And they're off. Oh, it's a late start.
All right, we're going to stay to the outside again, I believe. We're not last, but we're not totally in a great place. But for right now, I'm not really messing with it. I move over to the rail, and now I'm overheating. And we got the first part of the red revolutions. I think this race I had a real problem keeping the horse in the green. In the blue, everyone was running away from me. And then we go right into the yellow once we try to get to the green. One of these races I had a real problem keeping the horse in the green. But I guess this might not be it. All right. 3 furlongs. We've got 2 parts of the revolution.
They're in the home stretch.
And this horse is going to move out of the way. And I should have stayed there. And I waited too long. I missed the revolution, and our horse in the red, and we're not going to win. And this is just fucking terrible. And we'll get stretch burst at the last minute, and we're still going to lose, so it won't matter. Yep, we lost by a nose. Yep. All my fault. We should have the red revolutions and cruise to victory. But because I was on the phone, even though I gave it my best effort there, we lost by a head. And so we're going to replay or retry that. And the jockey eval says everything that I'm saying, but in A's and C's, we did not do a great job because we're distracted. All right, we're going to rerun this race. As terrible as it makes me feel. All right, those are all the horses, blah, blah, blah.
The horses are on the track.
And a better start, at least.
They're off.
Yep, the evil phone. People message you and you're trying to record voiceovers. They call you and you're trying to record gameplay. It's a good thing I wasn't doing the voiceover during the gameplay. That would not have worked. It absolutely would not have worked. All right, very similar to the last race. Again, we got the first part of the revolution. We have a hard time keeping our horse in the green, and we're struggling with that a little bit. When we're in the blue, the other horses are starting to run away from us. So I would really love to be able to speed up a little bit, but I also would love a clear path to the finish. And so seeing everyone else start to go around me, I think I may cut to the inside this time. Or not. All right, we get the revolutions, everybody, at 2.7. We whipped at 2.7, and we unlocked the red revolutions. We're going to stop whipping for a second to maneuver, and we're still going to cruise to victory here. So yes, 2.7 also will get you the red revolution. Beautiful victory.
We have a winner.
All right, well, that was all worth it. 150-7. And all SS. Beautiful. All right, we're going to look at the horse card. Yep, speed declined. Braking went back up from 39 to 40. That's interesting. All right, so again, we're looking for special races that are between 9 and 11 and a half furlongs. So the Altair is too long. So we might race in this London Prince, which is 10. Right below it is the London Gold Cup. You can see that was 20 furlong race. So I don't think the game will allow you to get a horse that can run that far. So that's for your 18 furlong distance horses to run. All right, here it is. The London Prince Stakes. Back to London. We are not the favorite. We are not the favorite. It is a soft track. And that just shows you when you're racing at this highest level, even a minor tick downward in your abilities is enough to take you out of being the favorite for a race. All right, no track record. We're going to be making 2 turns. Two clockwise turns.
horses are on the track. And they're off. That was a great start.
All right, we did a pretty good start. We're going to the back now. Trying to move in a little bit to save some ground. But I think we're definitely going to run this one on the outside. And again, that's just how the race fell to me for this one. All right, part one of the blue revolutions. So if I'm paying attention, I won't try to run it in the green. We're running in the blue. It's so awfully far back.
5 furlongs to go.
Pardon me, I want to correct one thing I said earlier. When I said 2.7, the whip actually fell at 2.6 for that red revolution. I think you would want the whip to fall on 2.7 for a blue one, or 2.5 or 2.3. That's just my opinion. All right, we're going to go to the whip here. We are not in any danger of getting a revolution.
2 furlongs to go.
And we're coming from way back.
Show your guns.
So I almost hit the whip a little too much there.
An amazing
I'm still trying to move up. The horse does not like the whip. We get the speed stretch burst, but it is way too late. And we're going to finish 5th, maybe? Yeah. So we're going to retry that again. I'm being distracted by the phone. So we're going to retry that race. I hate to say, I think there are 3 or 4 retries during this last video. During this part. So hopefully I overestimated. But yep, I remember thinking to myself as it was happening, this wouldn't be happening if I wasn't distracted. All right,
horses are on the track.
another really good start.
And they're off.
And this time we go to the very back. And I'm going to stay on the inside. No rough over here by the rail. And there's a couple horses in front of us. But I think we'll be able to maneuver around them as we get towards the end. Went into the yellow there a little bit. We end up with the red revolution ring to start. So as long as we stay in the green here, we're in a good place. All right, just under 6.5 or 5.5 furlongs to go at this point. Running in the blue, that's not great. I want to be running in the green. I think we're going to get the middle part is going to be blue. That's just my opinion. We are moving up though. And there are not a lot of horses ahead of us. I just need that one tan horse. I don't know what they would call it. We did get the blue middle part as predicted.
They're in the home stretch.
I need that horse to move over out of my way. Please move out of my way, horse. I'm boxed in here on the rail. I made an error in judgment. The speed stretch burst is not going to help. I can't go anywhere. So we finished 5th. And I do not believe in doing more than one retry. So we're just going to eat that loss. That was... I gambled on the inside being open. I think we could have won the race if we were not boxed in. And now we're out of energy. Great. All right, so let's find our next race. We can't run in the Altair. We all know why. Here we go. Chicago Stakes. Or I could run in Leeds. But we're going to run in Chicago. 9.5 furlongs. And we are the favorite. Gonna get our bet in. All right, Chicago Stakes. I think we've raced here before. I think I probably mentioned. I think this is the Arlington Heights racetrack that used to be there.
The horses are on the track.
Terrible start. Gotta love the hedgerow, though. Instead of a rail, they have a hedgerow. We're going to go over to the hedgerow. By the way, I'm going to go a little off track here. I apologize if you didn't want to hear this. Have you ever heard of a hedge apple? So allegedly, there is, well, not allegedly. I know what a hedge apple is. So I've seen them. In Missouri, they have them. It's not something you would eat, but it's called a hedge apple because it grows very hard, damage-resistant trunks up out of the ground, and they would cut them and use them for hedgerows. Or in some cases, it could be guided, I guess, to form a natural hedgerow. So they're called hedge apples. They look really weird, but I remembered seeing them when I was in Missouri because I'd never seen it before. I was like, what is this? And the guy's like, oh, it's a hedge apple. And I was like, what is a hedge apple? And then he told me what I just told you. All right, speaking of hedge apples, we're going to the front alongside the hedgerow. We are uncontested and unchallenged, generally speaking, and we're going to cruise to victory because we didn't have another horse's ass blocking our way to the finish line. Way too late, number 5. Way too late. All right, we are up for the horse title. I thought I had more races to go than that, but clearly I was not correct. One more win, and we will unlock the mid-champ, which is all I really set out to do with this horse in the second video. Just win another horse title. So we're going to try to win another horse title. All right. Courage up. Response down 1 point. Speed down 1 point. Courage up to 95. So we could run the Chestnut Stakes. We'd be in the blue. It is the right distance. Or I could run the LA Turf Stakes, which is a girls only race. Also the right distance. And that suddenly is becoming appealing as my horse gets slower. So let's see what I'm going to choose. There's nothing good on the other side of the card. So Chestnut Stakes or why am I running that? I don't want a 12. This is a mistake right here. I'm making an error. I should not have run that race. It's a 12 furlong race. It won't help us win this horse title. At least I don't think it will. So I don't know why I'm doing this, but we are the favorite. Maybe it was like, oh, I need another race before I run that filly only race. Who knows? It's hard to remember what I did this morning, much less half a week ago when I recorded this footage. Or actually 2 weeks ago. Now that I think about it, it was last week that I recorded this because I broke it up into 2 parts. I am planning on playing later today, though. So I got to record the next week's video. All right, Paris Oaks. We're very familiar with this track by now. One long shot, 115 to 1.
The horses are on the track.
Pretty good start.
Go!
And off we go. All right, moving it a little bit, trying to get over to the rail to save some ground. I guess I just have to hope that I won't get blocked in like last time. Oh, I was going to say the rail's wide open. No, it is not. Nope. That same horse with the big ass moved over. So we're going to have to deal with that at some point. If I was smart here, I would move to the left and give myself room on the inside if I needed to go somewhere. But I'm not smart. Alright, 7 furlongs to go. We have a great position. We've got the first part of the revolutions. I'm going to move out to give myself that room. And I'm going to actually crowd the horse next to me. And now we're overheating. And now we're underheating. And now we're getting past.
5 furlongs to go.
And now we're speeding back up. And now we're overheating. And now we're underheating. Yeah. And now we're overheating. Not what I wanted. We're not going to get the revolutions. I don't think we can fit in between these two horses, so I'm really hoping it moved over a little bit. Thank God. Now I've got to move over because the gray horse moved over. We're going to go to the whip at 2.2. We don't need any room. What we need is a faster horse. And we're going to go to the whip again and take over second place. We're not going to catch the first place horse, even though I got my stretch burst to trigger. And I don't need to win this race to get my horse title, so I don't remember if I've retried it or not. Alright, I retried it because we were over pace. Alright, let's blaze through all that.
The horses are on the track. Go!
Off we go into the Wild Blue Yonder. Again, we're going to start moving over. Rail is wide open, so we will take it. Pack positioning isn't perfect. We're running in the blue. I think I just was like, screw it. I'm going to leave it mostly in the blue. All right, red ring. I think this horse really likes this track for some reason. All right, 7 furlongs remaining. Waiting for the second part of that revolution ring to pop up. We're hoping it's a red X. I don't think it will be. We're overheating now. I think it's going to be a blue X or a blue circle, but who knows? I've been shocked before. 5 furlongs remaining.
5 furlongs to go.
Look at my horse's legs in the little graphic. They appear to be running really fast now. That's not good. We're overheating. That's not good. Second part of the revolutions is a blue X. So the revolutions are out. They got to be all the same color. And now everyone is passing us. So we're going to go to the whip here in a second. And does it work? Right to the front. There's several horses still with us in the whip again. And they're still with us. I'm going to whip a third time. And the speed boost or stretch burst comes in. And I think we just barely won that by a nose. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh well. All right. Let's just go find our next race. We already know what it is, I think. LA Turf. And that should get us the mid champ horse title. And totally okay. We're going to get our bet ready to go here. All right. I want to say I don't think there's enough Philly only grade 1 races to sustain that for a whole year of racing at this point. But that certainly is a possibility for a better horse once you start declining, is to only race in Philly races. Problem is a lot of them are like open to any year. So you might be on the downturn facing a Philly on the upturn. You know, terrible start, by the way. Atrocious start. Almost like going across the infield when they play football on a baseball diamond. People who like the Raiders know what I'm talking about. All right, we've got the rail. We are moving up. There was the finish line. We are very highly in the placed in the front of the pack, likely because we're only racing fillies and mares, and no colts or I don't know, stallions. Look at how strung out the pack is. It's like the Tour de France. All right, I love how it says fast paced, but the lap splits are all green. Or at the time I said that they were blue. Pardon me. All right, down towards the finish, turning in. We're going to go to the whip a little bit late, make contact with another horse. We're in Mortal Kombat, and we get the stretch burst and get the victory. And that should be the mid-champ horse title.
We have a winner. Yes, horse title earned.
All right, there it is. Course record 159-1. All right. All right, so we unlocked the special middle and long distance turf races. Speed is down to 90. And the other stat is down to 91. So we are at, in my opinion, the racing end of this horse's career. I think we should go back a couple of weeks. Wasn't there a female only grade 1 race out here somewhere? Or maybe I could do the Winter GP. Continental Cup. For some reason I chose the Continental Cup. We'll do that one. 12 furlongs on the turf in Washington, D.C. I don't know why. We are not the favorite by 1 point. And we're going to get that exact. And I think we're not even the second favorite. We're the 4th favorite. All right, folks, go big or go home in the final race, I believe, for this horse. In a foggy day in the nation's capital, 12 furlongs on the turf for the Continental Cup. For Decipher.
The horses are on the track.
Yeah, once you've been to the top, grade 1 or go home. A perfect start.
Go! That was a great start.
I've really got to try to breed a sprint horse with that. There's another skill out of the gate called whip. I've really got to try to remember to breed that into a sprint horse sometime. All right. I think we're staying on the outside for this one. And we're at the almost the back. We're in the right pack position. And because we can run to 15 furlongs, I'm not as concerned about going wide in this race. Moving in a little bit. Oh, well, I mean, kind of a boring race, right? 5 furlongs left to go. We got the first part of the revolution. We're running in the blue. We're giving ourselves a little room. We're not going to get the revolution. Continuing to move out because the horses in front of us are moving out. We're going to go to the whip here in a second. As you can see, that one horse in front of us decided to run. Can we catch him? That is a great question. Speed burst or stretch burst, we are not going to catch the 4. And we will again finish second. I don't remember if I retried this race or not. We had a great jockey eval. I don't think there's a reason to retry that. The wet turf probably had something to do with us not winning. But that's fine. We're not going for a horse title. Speed 88, courage 96. I think its staying was 90. So horses become much more courageous, but the speed just is not there anymore. I think we got one race left with Decipher. Can we go out a winner? I don't think racing a grade 3 is going to be a good idea. All right. I mean, I'm considering running these races, but I really don't know why. I just need to go back 1 week and enter the winter GP. Because there aren't any other good races. All right, winter GP it is. 12.5 furlongs from Miami Gulfstream Park. Soon to be closed, unfortunately. Then all the old people in Florida will have to gamble on Highlight. If you don't know what Highlight is, just go watch the original Tron. All right, the bet is in place. It's a yielding track. Interesting. Again, we are not the favorite. We are the 4th favorite. Can we beat the odds? A track I don't hold the record at. Amazing. We will have to change that in the future. Just blast through all these horses here.
The horses are on the track. Go!
Really good start. We're at the back, and that's a disturbing amount of movement in front of us. Look how many horses are in this race. Good grief. We're going to have to run around all those horses to win. All right. Are we going to go towards the rail? Normally, I think we would have done it by now if we were going to do it. Nope, we're moving the outside. We did unlock the first part of the Red Revolution. I think part of my problem with getting these, I'm not really paying attention right now because I've been on the phone this entire time. So, trying to give ourselves some room. We're running in the blue, speeding up a little bit to the green.
Midway down the back
Overheating,
stretch.
back to the blue. Now we're in the green. I did not realize it at the time, but we just got the second part of the Red Revolution. I had no idea that this was going on because I was on the phone. All right, I just whipped. Again, I did not know I was getting this revolution. Off we go. Look how far back we are. Our horse is not fast. Maybe 87 or 86 speed at this point. So getting the revolutions won't do it all, but we also get stretch burst. And we do cruise to victory here. Although much closer than you would think.
We have a winner.
And with that, I know the racing career of this horse is done. Because we got both those things to trigger and we still barely won. All SS's, we'll keep it that way. And we will hang up the spurs and the bridle of Decipher. All in all, I think it was a good horse and a good breeding. We did not register in the Gallop World Series for turf. Totally okay. I wasn't trying to. And we won the best 4-year-old mare, but that's it. So, a little disappointing, but that's fine. All right, are we going to go look at the horse card one last time? Or we're just going to retire. Let's go look at the stats, titles. Let's go look at the titles. We won the Mid Champ, the G100, the Triple in 8th, the Triple Crown and Tiara, the Triple Crown, the Triple Tiara, the Odd or Off-Center Triple Tiara. Good times. I mean, we won a lot of stuff. 8 horse titles. And generally speaking, outside of a couple of outlier races, that Prince Cup we did terrible at, or L Prince, whatever that was. Paris Oaks and Continental Cup just didn't fall our way because of distraction. The Kyoto Stakes were not a dirt horse, so that isn't really unexpected. 27 races, 23 wins, 2 second places or shows, and 16 of those were at grade 1, a lifetime earnings of 169,850 G for Decipher. And we will retire, and Decipher will go into the Hall of Fame with 3 earned stars and a streak of 17 wins in a row, 6 course records. And we unlocked another secret horse package, which I don't think really means a lot. All right, so Misthorn, the computer horse we started with, War Drum, Desert Stone, and now Decipher are in our Hall of Fame. All right, we're going to go look at the breeding card really quickly for Decipher. We're going to save our game, because when you get a Hall of Fame horse, you should save your game. And right now we have 23 stars unlocked. And now we have 26 after we add in Decipher stuff. 26 out of 60. We've still got a long way to go for the collection. That's not even counting the Field of Legend. Still don't think we have the horse to compete at the Field of Legend just yet. All right, so back to the breeding shed. While we're doing that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up or a comment. As stated before, I'm not an expert at this game in any stretch of the imagination, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job, and I think this is the only playthrough of this game on YouTube. Current. All right, here's Decipher's breeding card. Everything you saw, including Stretch Burst. The biggest weakness is braking. I think this is going to be a good horse to breed with. And 1-, Suave Appeal in the 3rd generation of the pedigree. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.